Aquarius, home is where the heart is, and your heart could be in for some pretty big changes in the coming years. And the reason I say that is because of the very significant transit of the disruptive, revolutionary, progressive, avant-garde Uranus into your fourth house. And the fourth house relates to your home, but it also relates to where your heart is. I'm Dadhichi, by the way, for the newcomers from astrology.com.au, and we're talking about what's happening right now, here in the month of June 2018, and how it relates to your horoscope, your life events. A 7-year cycle has just commenced. It's part of a larger 84-year cycle, which most of us may not even get to see again. So as it's transiting here in the lower part of your horoscope, we can see that all things related to this department of your life, your family, your real estate assets, your domestic circumstance, your resident, where you actually live, where you feel comfortable, where that place you make home, your mother. So take a look at all of these areas of your life, Aquarius, and that is where you start to see some of the big shake-up taking place. Now, is it good? Is it bad? I'm of the personal opinion that nothing is bad. Even the worst things are the seeds of really, really great things to come. And Uranus is like that. If you have a look at the disruptive effect that Uranus has had on technology, for example, it is a technological planet. We think it's terrible that certain components of our society break down and we have to get rid of the old to bring in the new. That, of course, takes adjustment. It takes a real sort of malleable approach to our life so that we can actually roll with those punches, as I say. And so this is what you need to be on guard of. You cannot be too fixed in the way you do things. Now, interestingly, Uranus is your ruling planet. So we do see that for you, probably, it's a little bit easier than some of the other star signs. Nevertheless, moving through Taurus, which is a fixed, immovable sign, which is usually not so amenable to change, shows us that for some of you anyhow, you are going through a period where you're going to be challenged in terms of changing the way you live. The home is very much part of your lifestyle. How you actually live, how you enjoy your downtime. Speaking of downtime, let's get the animation going. We see your ruling planet, or the other co-ruling planet, Saturn, in the 12th house, where it's been for some time, and the moon starting the month off there, bringing you into some deep self-reflection. Strong animation and drive is shown by the Mars in your sun sign now, and moon moving through this part around the 4th and 5th. Financial confusion is likely. You need to be careful how you spend your money on the 7th, 6th and 7th. And then some short journeys are shown by the movement of the moon in the 3rd house in Aries. 4th house is the activation point where the moon comes to this point we've been talking about, bringing with it all sorts of new opportunities. Remain open to that. Don't be fixed in your opinions. The 5th house is creative, and this is an important part of the month. Around the 13th and 14th, Mercury moves to the 6th house, and there we see the new moon taking place in your 5th house of creativity, love affairs, new opportunities there for you, Aquarius. And then again, I think that'll carry over into the 6th house, which has to do with your workplace activities. Some new change, at least some thoughts of that. Lots of communication associated with your co-workers in the area in which you work in. Venus is in your 7th house of love, romance and passion. There it is, moon moving there around the 17th and 18th. And then into the sexual part of your horoscope, 18th and 19th. That's an area of intimacy. A lot of unusual things happening there with Venus slowly making its trek through and very close to the point of karma, one of the other points that rules you. 10th house transit, 22nd, 23rd, is lovely. There are some opportunities there for you at this time of the month. You should remain receptive to what's going on. You need to listen and be alert. You might miss some information that's coming through the grapevine at that time when moon is in conjunction with Jupiter. Very, very lucky indeed. The 11th house brings profitable opportunities, especially if you run a business. Good friendships as well, indicated by this transit at that time of the month. The other important one there, of course, which is the lunations of the new moon. And here, 27, 28, we are moving into the full moon phase. And again, this is bringing you back full circle to where the month commenced, with the conjunction of your ruling planet Saturn. You're being drawn back into yourself at this time. And I might have mentioned to some of you, indeed to some of my clients, I've said that depending on your age, this could be a period of semi-retirement or a big lifestyle change. Some of you will be thinking of relocating. The moon here, along with this Uranus, which has now definitely made its shift into the sign of Taurus, shows us that the home life, your residential circumstances, and indeed the suburb, state, city, and even country may be called into question for some of you. This is a lovely transit, but not for the faint of heart. 28th, 29th, and 30th, we see the contact with Pluto, also transformative in nature. And then again, the last contact there on the 30th with Mars, again, making you impulsive. You need to be careful of how you're negotiating with your loved ones, significant other, because there you've got this growing opposition to Mars, and we're going to talk about that more next month. Lovely having your company. Don't forget to join me at astrology.com.au. There I have a lot more information on this disruptor, Uranus, and the sign of Taurus. You can find out about how that influences not only you, but your friends and family. There at astrology.com.au, and I look forward to your company next month. Bye-bye.